Dealing with this new regime is a lot like being in an abusive marriage. When TikTok went dark a few weeks ago and came back online, I heard a message that we needed to be talking about abuse. The message was technically, go back to the beginning. This, personally, for me, meant going back to the beginning of my journey as an abuse victim. I put out a call to other women to start talking about this too. In that video, I said, we trained for this, because the tools that we learned are going to be useful in dealing with this new government. At that time, I also created a new hashtag and started a series, My New Husband. My new husband is represented by the current president. I have been talking about how my new husband rigged our wedding and is now abusing me. So I talk about this in terms of abuse, and this comment is where I started to go down that direction with this person in the comments. Because this man thinks that my approach is all wrong. It's not violent enough for him. He thinks I'm not sounding the alarm loudly enough. So this is just to explain that we all have different tactics in how we're dealing with this. We all have different emotions that we're expressing at different times, and we all have to handle ourselves as best we can. Those of us who understand domestic violence can see things in a way that the rest of the country can't. For 4 years, I've had people in my comments saying, just leave. But you can't just leave. There are people getting passports and taking off, but that's not helping everybody else. And sometimes there are men like Corey who want to swoop in and play hero and strip a woman out of her domestic violence situation and get her to safety. But she goes right back to him. She goes right back to him because she was conditioned to stay with him. We as a population have been conditioned to accept this treatment from our government. We can flee to another country, but we're still going to accept this treatment. It just will show up in a different way, from a different government. And not everyone has a passport. Not everyone has the finances, the means to leave. Not every abuse victim can get out of that situation physically just yet. Because our abuser in this situation is very crafty, very smart, has a lot of resources, and is above the law. And his primary goal is control. So the very first step in fighting back against this abuser is to not let him control us. We can do this by not believing everything he says because he's always lying, and by not reacting in fear because he wants us to be afraid. What my abuser wants most is power and control. And I can withhold power and control over me by not doing what he wants, by staying calm, not reacting in fear, and not believing everything he says, by getting outside information from other people who know what's going on, by building community and getting other people in other domestic violence situations to help. What I'm doing right now and what I recommend everybody do is stay cool and keep doing what you do best. If you're a realtor, be the best damn realtor the world has ever seen. Look into every law that affects you and your customers. Keep an ear to the ground and an eye on what's happening between you and your customers in your world. If you're an artist, create art. Inspire the world. Art itself is resistance. I heard a phrase the other day that if your art isn't resistant, it's an advertisement. Your wants is everyone running frantic like headless chicken. What he doesn't want is everybody going about business as usual, being independent and autonomous and living our lives. What he doesn't want is a sneak attack. People who are aware of what he's doing and just not reacting to it. People who are educated and informed and prepared. Because the only other solution left would just be to burn down your house. If you don't know what you're doing, you don't have a plan, and you just want to burn down your house, he's going to get away, and he's going to do it to somebody else. He'll build another house. Be you, the most authentic you, not the one they want you to be.